What's up? Angle's not that good. I apologize. This is an exercise which you can use to practice balance. I'll show you the easy version, um, the moderate version, and the what I would call the intense version. So here's the easy version to practice balance, an exercise for modifying balance. You can first start off like this. Well, actually, you can go on your knees. And this would be more balance of this area. So this is shoulder taps. And the way shoulder taps is, I'll go from a side angle. You have your palms flat. You're at shoulder width apart. You want to make sure your back is kind of aligned. So like at a straight angle. And you can just tap from side to side. So from a forward angle, it's best not to rock. So you don't want to be, because then you're not working your core. You're working more on your joints at that point, and you're putting unnecessary pressure also on your wrist. So it's best to stay straight, keep that 45-degree straight angle with your back, and trying to keep as still as you can. All right. Okay, so now from the easy, we can do the moderate, which is the regular one for most people, which I think people can last the longest at, even though it may not give the most challenge. So you're like this, you're up, right? Your legs are up, your knees are not down, your back is straight, and you're going like this. And then the most, well, that was the most intense version. So I guess, yeah, that was the most intense. The first one would be what I would call moderate. Um, if you wanted to make it even easier than being on your knees, I suppose you could do it inclined. So you're like this, and you're tapping. I know you all can't see it. Once again, the importance is to have your arms straight, your back straight, and you're still tapping, keeping your core focused on doing this. You're not rocking. So there you go. Alright. So this one's a little harder for me to perform by myself, but an exercise that makes you work on a range of motion. Um, I automatically thought of, there's two. There's one where you could be on your back, and the modified version would be you hold someone's legs or something solid and you lift. Now the moderate version, you would maybe put your hands here, put your hands here, but you're not getting assistance by holding on to something to create stability. You're creating your own stability within yourself. You're trying your best not to seesaw like this. So there is a resistance going on that creates that flexion. And there you go. Now the most intense version of this is going away from me. So the most intense version of this would be, in my eyes, a V up. Right? You're like this, and you're bringing your hands to your toes. And if you're really good, you can do it slower, but I can't. I was never good at V-ups. That would be the most intense version. All of those are going to go through full range of motions. Lifting your legs up at different levels will cause different levels of flexion within your core, and that is working through the full range of motion. All right, so I'm going to show you the easy, then the moderate, then the hard version of this exercise that shortens the elbow, shortens the knees and the elbow. That's a core exercise. First, you can do on your back, there is the dead bug. So what you do is you go back, and you go opposite leg, opposite arm. It requires less coordination. You can even do same arm, same leg, and you're going like this. You're going back, so you're going 90-degree angles. Your legs are straight out, and they're going to a 90 degree. See, so your elbows are starting at 90 degrees, straightening out. As your arm goes straight and extends, your elbow, your knee flexes. So it's like almost like a toy, and you're just going like that. Now we have the moderate version, which is where you're on the floor still, right? So your back is to the floor, and what you do is you bring your knees to your elbows. Your whole back does not have to be off the floor the whole time. This makes the exercise significantly easier. Now, lastly, we can do the intense version. Your head will be up, so everything will be flexing the whole time. So you're having a better flex here because you're not laying down. Your back is not extended, it's flexed. And you're keeping everything out and up. So now your legs are not touching the floor at all. That's the most intense version. And I hope everything makes sense. Yeah. So here's a single leg exercise for the core. You can focus on each leg. What you're gonna do is a kind of a Pilates move. I like to do opposite arm, opposite leg because it's better for my balance. It feels awkward doing same arm, same leg, but you could do both and create a challenge that way. This is the easy version. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Perhaps you could do this at an incline, as I showed before, and make it moderate. You lift. When you're down on the floor at the moderate version, you're kind of you're flexing the knee, you're extending it. When you're on the incline version, you're just lifting. So everything's just lifting. There's no flex and extension, so that's the one part that's easier. And there's less gravity because you're up. Now the hardest version is your knees come up, like a push-up, your shoulder width apart, and you're switching. And that's pretty hard to do for a long period of time for most people, but I would say that's the most intense version. Hope that helps. So, for an exercise that can use either elbows or knees for assistance, we have the basic plank. The normal plank, which is the most intense, is held like this. Shoulder width apart, head is straight, looking at a 45-degree angle, back is straight, in line with the legs, knees are up. This is the most intense version of the plank. To make it more moderate, one can either put their elbows down. This is the assistance from the elbows, keeping that straight back, as you can see, not butt up, not back arched, back is straight. Or to make it even easier, one could have both elbows and knees down, or one or the other. There you go. So working on your core while doing a motion that uses your feet, that's low impact. If it's low impact, you probably just want it to be easy and not have 3 versions of the exercise, in my opinion. The person's probably injured, or they haven't built up the strength. They haven't done strength training to have that bone density to perform higher impact items. What you can do is there's this squat. You go at the level that is comfortable, that doesn't cause any sharp pains on the knees or your shins, and you are not jumping. Now, if you wanted to, make it like a core exercise, like a squat, you could maybe bring it like this, and you're not bending your back. You are simply having your back forward and performing a squat at a 90-degree angle, right? Now you want to make it harder, what you can do is maybe add a jump in there. And if someone's more advanced, they should know how to land on their toes, which creates less intensity than landing. on your feet, and you heard the ground move. So what you want to do is absorb it through your toes, and that makes it less intense. So now if you want to make it most intense, you can use a weight. And someone could push up, right? They can jump up and bring it down, jump up and bring it down. And you're working your whole body. You're working your core, you're working your upper body, you're working your legs. That's it. Alright, so once you have a one moment. What one can do to perform an exercise with a weight that works on their core at an easy level is take the weight and touch both sides. Trying their best. It is a Russian twist, but you don't just want to completely twist the body. You want to keep the legs straight. This creates flexion and makes you focus better on your balance. Because there's opposing things going on. That's the best way to work on your core is when you have opposing forces. That's the easy version. You keep your legs straight and you touch each side. To make it moderate, you can lean back and you're still touching both sides with your feet on the ground. Easy and moderate, you keep your feet on the ground. To make the exercise intense, you can lift your feet off the ground and you touch the weight to either side of the body. That's easy, moderate, and intense. So, I did try this in the past, but not only does it bend the knees and the elbows, but to replace running, one can lie on their back and either straight up run on their back, or once again, they can perform the bicycle, which is where you bring your knees to your elbows. A little different than running on your back. Okay, at varying levels, one can perform a push-up or a plank. You can do push-ups, incline, which works the chest and to an extent is a core exercise, or you can go on the ground and perform push-ups. There you go. Here's a stationary in-place exercise. You stand still and you bring your elbows like this. They're bent behind your shoulders or behind your head, and you're bringing your elbows to your knees. You stand in place. This works the obliques. It brings the knees to the elbows, working the core.